combination attack. That's what we like to call big damage. It's not too late. I'll wait for your next challenge.